Series 200, Chapter 25, Part 1, Adverb, English only. To learn adverb through other languages like Hindi, Chinese, Russian, etc., go to our different presentations. Here we will talk about adverbs in English only. Part 1, Basics of Adverbs. Goals of learning. We will learn in this chapter that what is an adverb, where is an adverb used, why are adverbs needed, and then we will look at the summary and at exercises on adverbs. An adverb adds to the verb. Remember this. This is a simple sentence, but remember it that an adverb adds to the verb. We know from our different lecture that a verb denotes an action like run, walk, jump, talk. They are all verbs and they all denote an action. An adverb adds details to that action, to that verb. So an adverb adds more details about how that action took place. So the question how that action took place is answered or is informed by the adverb of manner. We will see that there are different types of adverbs, and one of the most important ones is adverb of manner, and we will learn about that adverb in this chapter. I said a moment ago that adverb is something that adds to the verb. Now here are some examples. Neeta drives carefully. So drives is a verb, and the question how she drives is answered here when it says carefully. Another example, the dog was barking loudly. Here the dog is the subject and was barking is the verb, and how the dog was barking is answered by loudly, and that is an adverb. Another example, he will walk briskly, and forget this part of the sentence. It is like somebody is explaining a scene in a drama and he is saying he will walk briskly. So how will he walk? The answer comes here, briskly. In this sentence, the cat walked gingerly on the wall. The question as to how did the cat walk comes from this word gingerly. Gingerly means very carefully. So this is an adverb. So the words carefully, loudly, briskly, gingerly, they are all adverbs of manner. They tell that in what manner did the action take place. Here you can see two things which we will talk about more in the next few minutes. One is that the adverb of manner comes after the verb. All these adverbs are written after the verb, not before, after the verb, and these are adverbs of manner. Second thing you note that many of them, almost all of them, end in ly. Carefully, loudly, briskly, gingerly. So this is common with adverbs of manner. Now the question arises, why do we need adverbs? I said earlier that adverbs add more information to the verb or to the action. Because the verbs denote action, the adverb describes how an action was taking place or will take place or is taking place, and thus gives a better picture to the listener if you are talking to somebody, or to the reader if you are writing to somebody. Then when you use an adverb, it gives a better picture of what was happening or what will happen. So adverbs are used in communication. When you talk to people, you use adverbs to describe a scene or describe what you want to describe. Adverbs are used in letters, in essays, in novels to describe details of an action. And that's how they make the language more descriptive. I give you an example. Suppose I say he ran. Yesterday there was a race and he ran. That he ran simply gives information that he, some subject, he ran. But if I tell he ran briskly, he ran slowly, it gives you a mental picture of how that person ran. So adverbs add flavor to your description of what you want to describe. Now there are at least 5 types of adverbs that are there. The first one is adverb of manner. We will talk about adverb of manner in this chapter. Then there is adverb of place, adverb of time, adverb of purpose, and adverb of frequency. And then there are some more rare ones, but we won't go into that. Now briefly, let's see what all these adverbs are. We will talk about adverb of time, place, purpose, and frequency in detail in the next chapter when we talk about more about adverbs. But in this chapter we will talk about adverb of manner, and adverb of manner answers the question how an action took place. Adverb of time answers the question when some action took place. Adverb of place tells where an action took place. Adverb of purpose tells why an action took place. And adverb of frequency tells how often did the action take place. As I mentioned, here we will be talking about adverb of manner, how an action took place. See, in this sentence you can see he spoke gently, and gently here is answering the question how did he speak, and the answer is he spoke gently, so gently is adverb of manner. As I mentioned earlier, and you have seen in many examples, that adverbs of manner are put after the verb they are modifying. So be careful, if a sentence has more than one verbs, you put the adverb after the verb that is being modified by that adverb. Some more examples of adverbs of manner are bravely, sheepishly, calmly, nervously, gingerly, harshly, pleasantly, sweetly. So you can see that most adverbs of manner end in ly, but remember there are a few, not many, there are a few which do not end in ly, and examples are fast and another example is well. So we will look at one of those here. Fast is an adverb. It can be used as an adverb or adjective, and I will show you how the use is different. When I say that this is a fast horse, horse is a noun and fast is describing the noun horse. What type of horse is this? Fast horse. So fast here is used as an adjective and is placed before the noun. In our another presentation on adjectives, you will see that the adjectives describe a noun. So here the word fast is used as an adjective because it is describing a noun horse. Compare this sentence with the second one, which says that this horse runs fast. Here fast is describing how this horse runs. It is telling about the running quality of the horse, that this horse runs fast, and as you can see the adverb has been placed after the verb, and fast is one of those adverbs of manner that does not end in ly. There is no term like fastly. Some people by mistake speak or write fastly, and that's a wrong word. There is no word like fastly in English. So you can see the same word can be used as adjective or adverb, so depending on what it is describing. If it is describing a noun, it is an adjective. If it is describing a verb, it is an adverb. Now repeat after me some of the adverbs that you will remember them. So speak after me. Bravely, slowly, briskly, clearly, smoothly, gingerly, cleverly, efficiently, timidly, jokingly, curiously, vehemently, aggressively, boldly, negatively, positively, doubtfully, inquisitively, sheepishly, slyly, gingerly, bitterly. See, all these words that we spoke can be used with verbs like he runs slowly, he talked cleverly. So these words can describe any of the verbs. The meaning of some of these words you will be able to see in part 2 and part 3 of adverbs, but the idea is to give you strong words to describe the scene that you want to describe. One thing, remember that do not overdo with adverbs. Use the appropriate adverb with the verb. That way you will give a clearer picture, a correct picture of what you want to describe. See, here is an example. A person who is a sadhu named Sadhu. Sadhu spoke. Now it could be softly. Sadhu spoke softly. Sadhu spoke loudly. Sadhu spoke bravely. Sadhu spoke sheepishly. Sadhu spoke strongly. So all these words describe how Sadhu spoke, and in absence of these characteristics we will never know how did Sadhu speak. But once the word is added after the verb, we know exactly, we can make a mental picture of how Sadhu was speaking or how did he speak. Now let's look at two exercises on adverbs. Now in this exercise, the first column has the subject, I, you, he, she, they. The second column has the verb, run, laughed, speaks, gestured, nodded, and the third column has the adverb. Now what you have to do, you have to match the right verb with the right adverb that will describe that verb. You can pause it here and then try to attempt to match the verb with the adverb. Actually any of these adverbs can be used with these verbs, but you try to find out the best possible one. You can pause it here and restart when you are done. Okay, here are the answers, like I run slowly, you laughed strongly, he speaks bravely, she gestured gingerly, they nodded quickly. Now she gestured bravely is equally good, they nodded slowly is equally good. So there is no right or wrong, but just gives an idea as to what are the appropriate adverbs with the verbs, how they go. Now in the second exercise, you will fill in the blanks here and here and all these blanks using these adverbs. So during the Olympics, the chief guest spoke. Then you will pick up one of the adverbs from here and write that adverb here. You can pause the video here, fill in the blanks with the right adverb and then restart the video. Here I have filled the answers for you. During the Olympics, the chief guest spoke passionately. Everybody competed enthusiastically in all the events. John ran fast. Remember, there is no fastly. But Jacob performed timidly. At the end of the game, Robert asked Jacob jokingly if he had not eaten breakfast that morning. Jacob mumbled sadly that he appears to have hurt his ankle and limped away painfully. So this was an example of using adverbs describing certain actions that were taking place. So what did we learn in this chapter? We learned about adverbs, that adverbs add to the verb, they help describe an action better. They add to the knowledge of the listener or the reader. They are used in daily language when we talk to people, and they are also used in writing when we are writing letters, essays, or a novel, etc. So these were the basics about adverbs. Next we will go to more information about adverbs in part 2. Thank you for learning. Now share this information that you got here with others, as knowledge shared is knowledge multiplied.